What's going on, everybody? So I finally got the chance to put original Skydio with the original beacon against the Skydio 2 Plus with the beacon plus side by side while tracking me. And here's how the footage went. So I started with a droney, and both of the drones are able to keep me on visual tracking the entire time. There was no loss of signal or cut off connection from either drone. Here I actually had both of them tracking me in a fixed track mode, starting with the closest distance. And then as I went on, I tried to increase the distance from me from the second one to the third one and the farthest one. And both of them so far actually did really well. Now, on this video, I would like to point out that I actually have both drones on automatic exposure mode, and that is because I don't have two sets of ND filters for both of them. And so please be considerate on the exposure fluctuations. Here I believe this is the third farthest where the drone can be tracking you. Again, there was no loss of signal at all. And I increased it to the farthest one, which is the fourth one. And both of them actually held their GPS connection really well. Then I tried to bring it closer. Right here. And as you can see, both of them are doing really good in keeping me on track. Those are just some random people asking me how I'm able to control both drones at the same time. Okay, now on this spot right here, I tried to position both drones to where I will not hit any of the people ahead of me. And by the way, I have the height floor ceiling on this one as well, and that is just to stay safe from hitting anybody, especially there are people like on the trail as well. Now this section right here is when things became interesting. As you can see, this is a footage coming from the Skydio 2 Plus, and it's actually doing good until this thing happened right here. So as you can see from the bottom right, it lost connection. It went to GPS, and for some reason it's not able to get back, while the Skydio 2 is rock solid. As you can see, it maintained visual tracking on me, while the 2 Plus, hey, it's right there. It's giving me like a very far GPS footage, which, you know, it's actually a usable one. It worked out in the end, but that was not exactly what I want the drone to do. So take that with a grain of salt. And you know, I actually did another footage from the same spot the other day, and interestingly, it was the other drone, the 2, that actually went awkward, and here's the footage for that. So here it is. You're looking at the Skydio 2 Plus from the same spot as earlier. It's doing good. Has a visual track on me. And then switching to the Skydio 2, all of a sudden it went to GPS tracking, and then it didn't follow me. Looking at the bottom right, that is now the kind of footage that I'm getting. The worst of all is that for some reason, without me putting any input on the beacon, it actually turned around and it says going to waypoint, whereas I never really put any waypoint at all. So again, it's a usable footage. I kind of like it actually. Eventually it worked out in the end. But again, that is not what I wanted the drone to do. Now, after some fiddling, I was able to fix the Skydio 2 Plus to get back on tracking me. And on this section, I have both of them on orbit tracking mode. And from here on till the end of the flight, both of them did really good. Neither of them lost visual track on me, even while I was increasing the distance. Now, at this point, I would like to point out also some other stuff, such as the startup time. Both drones actually were able to be up and ready, gimbal calibration and all of that, pretty much at the same time. Where it went interesting is trying to synchronize the GPS for the beacon to the drone. On all 3 occasions that I tested it, surprisingly, the original beacon with the original Skydio 2 actually was able to sync their GPS at like maybe 3 minutes ahead of the Skydio 2 Plus, which is what I was not expecting for. But there is that. However, if you use the phone to speed up the GPS syncing for both of them, they are both way faster, and I don't see any issues at all. And of course, that's what I would do anyway if I am to use the beacon. Use the phone to speed up the syncing time. Here, I was just trying to do the orbit, and I was changing the distance. And again, both of them are able to do exactly what I wanted them to do at this point. And so I think, at the end of the day, both of them did really good in what they're supposed to do. And both of them also have their own, I would say, unique things that they did during the testing. So either way, if you get the Skydio 2 Plus, or if you already have the Skydio 2, I don't think you're really missing a lot as far as tracking using the beacon. Now, some of you are asking me if I could actually test the original beacon with the 2 Plus, and I have another video coming for that, so stay tuned. Meanwhile, this is it for me, and I hope you guys learned something. See you on the next one.